Yo, Gun Freak Nation. What up, though? Hey, Gun Freak Nation. Never mind me, never mind me, never mind me, never mind me. Oh, yeah. Gun Freak Nation, what's up? What's up, baby? Gun Freak Nation, salute, baby. Yeah. Gun Freak Nation, baby. What's up? What up, though, Gun Freak Nation? GFN. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What's going on, Eric? What up, though? Tactical. I can't see the rest of your name. My bad. But anyway, what up, though? What's up, Mr. 57? What it do? What it do? What it do? What's good, y'all? I just want to talk about, I said I was going to go live and talk about the Secretary of Defense. He calls his name the Secretary of War. What up, though? What up, though? And I just wanted to talk about the incident, the double tap incident. You feel me? What up, though? What up, though? Lego Man. What's up, nephew? What's up, Warhammer? What up, though? What up? What up, that's you? Anyway, anyhow, I would like, do we have a war criminal? Is the Secretary of, what I want to know right now, y'all opinions. I'm going to give my opinion. And it's just my opinion, all right? It's just my opinion. Don't take nothing I say personal. Don't, please don't. But I'm going to be me at the end of the day. So if you don't agree, that's on you. But if you get disrespectful about the shit, then I'm gonna have to send you the funky time. I don't do that back and forth. You feel me? No, pay me no mind. I got my gun freak juice. You did. Pay me no mind. All right, it's time for me to kill the music right now, man. Let's get on some serious shit right now, because we got people that lost their fucking lives. They branding these people as terrorists now. So anytime when you can attach the word terrorist to something, that means you can kill it. That means automatically it's evil. Automatically it's deadly. It's a threat. And it's a code word for let's take it out. Let's kill it before it kills us. So, the Trump administration, they have successfully, retitled drug dealers basically into narco terrorists, which mean, I get it. The drugs is flooding, pouring into the country, thanks to good old Joe Biden, the last 4 years. And it's a lot of fentanyl and crack, cocaine and that fentanyl is killing a lot of people. Crack got a lot of people killed. But if you did back into the 80s, the government was funding that shit through that Nicaragua, Sandinista, whatever, Contra War, whatever the fuck they had going on back in the 80s. CIA funded that shit with drug money, my nigga. All right? Don't ever fucking forget that shit. That this elements of this country's government was dealing in drugs. And it was benefiting off of that shit and sending the money to go fund a fucking civil war over in Scandinista, whatever the fuck the country is called. No disrespect to you Scandinavians. I love y'all too. But I'm just saying the shit that the government will do. So let's fast forward. These cartel people, drug smugglers, peddlers, I don't give a fuck what you call them. They have been labeled narco terrorists. That's the label that has been put on them. Now, the last time I checked, and y'all correct me, I know I'm a little tipsy right now. My gun freak juice, a little buzz. But last time I checked, Venezuela wasn't on the border with the United States. Am I correct? Am I right or am I wrong? They're not on the border directly on the border with the United States. So I'm trying to figure out how's those little ass boats that got these alleged drugs on them, how was they gonna make it all the way to the United States? Because if you were saying that they're a threat, they're nowhere near the United States. And what happened to just boarding them motherfuckers, taking the drugs, seizing the drugs, and arresting the people on the fucking boat? If you know all this shit, I didn't know you can kill a nigga over drugs. I know they do that shit over like in Saudi Arabia where they chop niggas' heads off and shit. If you get caught with drugs and shit, it's an automatic death sentence. But I didn't know that we turned into an Islamic republic or whatever. Or am I just talking out my fucking mind? So something about that, it kind of bothers me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And for the people that's like, well, they was drug dealers, man, they was, drugs, kill a lot of people in the country. So they got what's coming to them. I get why you feel that way. But what if they wasn't drug dealers? I mean, look at the Iraq war. We got that shit all the way wrong. Matter of fact, they knew they were wrong. They knew they were wrong. They just wanted a reason to go to war. They cooked up all kind of shit, accepted all kind of unclarified shit to promote and sell that war to the American people. And yes, I will be having a future live. Should W. George H. or whatever the hell Bush, the senior, I mean the junior W. Bush, be locked up? Is he a war criminal? What I'm trying to say, Gun Freak Nation, is if you blow up a boat and the Secretary of Defense, which he calls himself the Secretary of War, say he wants everybody dead, all on board to be dead. So you strike a boat, you see a couple of survivors, two people holding on to the debris. No threat, no, they holding on with their lives. They're in the middle of an ocean. And you decide to fire one more missile to take them out too. I don't know. To me, that sounds like to me it sounds like a war crime. I mean, how would y'all feel? We at war, and one of our boats get bombed, and we have survivors, sailors. Is that okay to blow them out the ocean because they survived it? Does that make it okay for the enemy to do that to us? Because if you were saying this is a war on narco terrorists, a war is a war, and you got to follow the rules of war. We got Geneva, the convention where all this shit was enacted to stop shit like this. So if it turns out to be true, not only do he need to be fired, fuck that resign shit, nigga, he need to be fired and prosecuted, arrested, because that's straight up murder. And I'm not taking up for no drug dealers. I'm just saying what's right is right. You cannot be going around the world saying we got the, we the best country, we the most moral, fit country. Matter of fact, we the most moral, fit country that we can point the finger at y'all and tell y'all should be like us, or try to make y'all be like us. Force our way of living off on you. Make the shit make sense. So if we're gonna, charade around as if we don't do no fuck shit, that's all it is. It's a charade. Let me I got a video that I want to play for y'all. Check this shit out. So my thing on it, he saw the video. They haven't made it public yet, but he described two people that survived the initial strike, holding on to the debris of a burning boat. You know what I'm saying? Holding on with their dear lives. The pilot or whoever that was controlling the drone or whatever, I think they should be brought up on charges also, because they followed an illegal order and they should have known better. They should have known better. So I'm telling you, Hedgehog, Hegseth, or whatever the fuck your name is, Pete, you need to go ahead and step down and resign. If it's like what the guy described, the senator, whoever the fuck he was, if y'all did a double tap on them people that was holding on to their life, it's murder. It's a war crime. And they immediately need to be investigated and charges need to be filed and they need to be locked up for the rest of their fucking lives. And this fucking Pete Hedgehog, Hegseth, or whatever the fuck his name is, I don't like the nigga. He just come off as one of them niggas that was like a square or nerd or something, and you know, always got beat up or something. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga always want to get into a position of power so he can be the big motherfucker now. You know, he come across a nigga like that. This is the same nigga that called all of our precious generals, lieutenants, captains, whatever. Remember that shit when he had all the motherfuckers under one roof just so he can chastise them, talk shit? That's the type of nigga asshole that this fucking Hegseth nigga is. And I feel like he needs to be dealt with. If he gave kill orders and to do a double tap, that the buck stops with him. And my gut is telling me, Gun Freak Nation, my gut is telling me that he's going to be brought up. He's going to have to be, they're going to force him. Trump ain't got no choice. Trump don't want to have shit to do with this because they blaming all this shit on Trump. It was him that started all this shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're going, here's my thing. This shit that's about to happen, it's not about no fucking drugs, man. Nah. It's not about drugs. Trump want that fucking oil. Them fucking Venezuelans, they're beautiful people, man. They women. But they sit on the motherfucking, the most largest fucking oil reserve. They oil supplies or whatever the reserves is bigger than Saudi Arabia's, my nigga. Bigger than Russia. So Trump got his eyes on that fucking oil, because if he really, really is caring about the fentanyl and what, first of all, we don't even know what was on that fucking boat, those boats. But they wasn't trying to directly smuggle that shit. If it was drugs, Venezuela is nowhere near our fucking border. Nigga, if you gonna crack down on the shit, you got to fuck up Mexico. No disrespect to my Mexicans, my Mexican family, but you got to fuck up that country. You're gonna have to bomb their boats. You got to bomb they whatever fields that they grow that shit up out of. That's where the vast amount of drugs is coming in through Mexico. And probably from Canada too, not Venezuela. This is why I say it is more, Trump won't regime change. And he want that for a reason, because Maduro and the motherfucker that was president before him, they lean towards the East. They aligned themselves with Russia, China, Iran, you know, pretty much all of America's enemies. And we didn't benefit off of that fucking oil. So they want regime change. They want to put a puppet, you know, government in, you know, Caracas. How sexy is that? They some sexy motherfuckers. But yeah, they want to put a install a Western-friendly government into Venezuela so we can get our fucking hands on that damn precious ass oil. That's what it's all about. That's what the Iraq war was about. You know, the shit backfired horribly, but what y'all need to understand is that they want that oil, and also wars generate, it makes people or corporations super fucking rich. Like, I'm talking about like a treasure fucking there. Trillions of fucking trillionaires. Like trillions of unaccounted money that the citizens, the government that's paying their taxes is funding all that shit. See, that's the government y'all don't know about, or they don't want y'all to know about. All the fucking money that ain't being supervised, ain't nobody up over it, overseeing it. You don't think that this money is going into people's pockets and shit? And man, it's all kind of backroom shit going on. This government is not to be trusted. This platform we on can't be trusted. But if it come out true, which everybody that say clearly, them 2 survivors were killed. They were targeted. Peake need to be gone. He need to be prosecuted, locked up. Maybe, you know, Trump can pardon him. But what I'm telling y'all was about to happen over in Venezuela is the same thing that happened in Panama, 1989. Panama, you know, the first Bush, the senior, knocked off Noriega, not the fucking rapper, but the fucking real Noriega. Knocked him off. You know, nigga was locked up for like 40, 50 years. I just find a problem with bombing boats. I don't give a fuck what they got on them. If they got drugs on them, send in the SEALs. Arrest them. Have proof. Put the drugs on display. Why are you killing people? Why are you shooting first and asking questions later? That's not the way a moral country operates. We are not, you know, the Israeli Defense Force. Our army, you know, them motherfuckers don't care. They'll take out 100 civilians just to get one fucking terrorist. I know that shit is not rubbing off on Hegseth. I hope it's not. Listen, Gun Freak Nation. I don't give a damn how much you love this country or call yourself a patriot. You cannot sit by with a blind eye when, you know, certain politicians or elements of the government do dirty shit, do dirty work, do immoral, you know, shit. And you damn sure cannot call yourself a Christian or whatever faith you may, you know, believe in and support a government that's killing people, execution, you know, blowing up people in a boat that's not, they're not on that boat shooting at you. They don't have RPGs, bazookas, or anything trying to shoot your drone down or target your ship. you basically killing people over drugs. And I feel some type of way about that. Not because I was a drug dealer 30 years ago for 2 weeks. You know, one day I'll talk about that crazy chapter in my life. But if they can get away with that shit there, who's to say they will not in the future try doing that shit here in this country? You're going to always have that idiot that's going to say, oh, that's what the drug dealer deserved, until it's somebody in his family that it happened to. So you're going to always have people that blindly, those are the idiots, those are the fools. Anytime when you cannot put your faith in this political system that's not working. This Democrats, Republican, it's a broken, failed fucking system. And you voting for the same shit over and fucking over and over and over, and it ain't no shit. None of that shit is gonna change because it's still in the fucking system. The minute that you realize this shit here is the second that you wake the fuck up out of this fucking matrix that we're in. You gotta be outraged at shit like that when they decide to be the executioner of people in a fucking boat. Who are these people? What are their names? Where's the drugs at? Where's the fucking proof at? Where's the proof? Please tell me. Show me something. Don't, get me wrong. This is not an anti-American rant. I love my country. But you can love your country and don't give a fuck about these fucking idiots that's running the country. You get what I'm saying? That don't give a fuck about us, or nor they supposed to. But people, at some point, you got to stop putting your hope and your faith into this corrupt, broken system, this political system that we have set up in this country. Because all it do is that whoever the president may be, Republican or Democrat, if whatever that's going bad at the time of that president being a Democrat or a Republican, the majority of the people gonna blame whoever that's in charge, who's ever the president, whatever political party. They're gonna point the finger for all of the bad shit that's, inflation, gas prices, the cost of the living on went up. If it's a Republican that happen to be in the office or a Democrat, they gonna fucking get blamed, and they gonna vote for the opposite party that next election cycle. And if the shit, the economy is still fucked up and shit ain't getting no better, guess what? They're gonna point the finger and blame who they elected to get rid of the last fuck up. So now they gonna go to the opposite party. So this shit, this song and dance has been going on forever. And it's just gonna continue until y'all open up your eyes and see it for what it is. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, it's still, both of them still part of the system. And the system is broken. The system has failed. And it's just a matter of time before that motherfucker just implode. And that's when, all shit gonna hit the fan. And that's when you're gonna find out how much this government really do give a fuck about you, how much this government do love you. When you got savages, roaming the streets, don't took over. You think the government is gonna come to your aid? When they probably trying to defend their very existence. When it comes down to it, I'm telling you right now, Gun Freak Nation, I'm telling you right now, it's going to come down to every man for himself, and only the strong is going to survive. And when I say strong, you ain't got to be looking like, a bodybuilder. It could be the weakest motherfucker, as long as you're strong enough to carry that motherfucking AR-15 or that Draco and keep you some fucking ammo, because that's what's going to keep you in the game. That's what's going to keep you in the fight of your life. Because this shit is at the rate shit is going right now. This shit ain't going to last too much longer. It's not. So y'all need to be ready for what's to come. But as far as calling them people narco terrorists, all bullshit. They don't give a fuck about those drugs at the end of the day. This shit is about the Venezuelan oil. What up, though, Carl Singleton? It's about the oil, man. They about the heat. Listen, if that nigga don't capitulate to Trump and bow down to Trump and be like, I promise you, y'all can have the oil all you want at a special discount. I put an embassy in Caracas and all that shit, and he'd be America's best friend if he did that shit. They would not be complaining, trust me. But he aligned himself with Putin, China's president, Kim Jong, North Korea, Iran. So they want them. Trump want to get rid of them. Time to put in an American-friendly puppet regime, and we're gonna have access and control over their oil. Bottom line, that's what this government cares about. They don't give a fuck about you or anybody else. They care about something that's going to benefit its interests. Put it to you like that. That's what they all about. It's all about power. The more power that you get, the more power you have over people, which is control. That's what it's all about. We've been lied to. You know what I'm saying? This, the system that we living in, this shit is like very demonic. Because it just creates, how can I say this? All of this wicked system. Somebody was selfish enough and diabolical enough to come up with something called money. You got to have this in order to have that. You got to have this stuff and this thing, which really don't matter. It's paper, but we put that value on that bitch to the point to where we kill for that shit. Do anything, kill, steal, whatever, to get it, because we put that value on it. It's like we worship that shit like it's a god. And on that motherfucker, it does have the inscription, "In God do we trust." As if we saying that to the fucking money. Because one thing about money is when you have an abundance of it, you're going to have a good fucking life. You're not going to have no perfect life because you're still human. But you're going to have a good fucking life to the point to where, nigga, your heaven is already on earth. Because, thank you. Appreciate that, Ronnie. Appreciate you. Thank you, Ronnie Prepper. Appreciate you. Yeah. My bad. I should have been turned this shit on. Thank you for that super chat, Ronnie. But what I'm trying to say is, money, I'm not gonna say it's the root of all evil, lack of money. The lack of money is the root of all evil. I also think that when you die, that's something that we will never escape. As soon as we was born to die. We dying to live, and we living to die. We all got our day. Ain't no escaping that shit. And I just think you don't exist no more. And I'm not trying to offend my religious people. I love you. You're still my brother. You're still my sister. Trust me, I'm not trying to shit on your belief or your faith. Because that's your life. That's what you was told to believe in by somebody that was told to believe in that by somebody else that was told to believe in that. And, that was told by somebody else that was taught and told to believe in that. To the point to where that's something you've been believing in for generations. So if somebody tell you something different and you're not willing to open up your mind to something different, alternative, you ready to fight because that's what you've been told and that's what you believe in because you've been told that and you put your faith in it. So that's no dig on you types. But me personally, nigga, the question is, what's it like not to exist anymore? You get what I'm saying? When you don't exist anymore, that shit is creepy and crazy. And guess what? We all gonna find out one day. For real, for real. So all I'm trying to say is, I don't lost my fucking train of thought. I forget what the fuck I was even talking about. This government is not to be trusted, and live your fucking life, but still have that righteousness in you. Getting back to the topic, how the fuck you gonna kill somebody? At that point, you done blew the fucking boat up. They happen to survive that blast. What's the purpose? What's the point of killing them? The motherfucker that fired that missile or pressed that button to release that missile, they need to be brought up on charges too. They need to be locked up too. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I love my military people, but I got a brother, a Gun Freak Nation brother, that's in the military, and the things that he tell me that some of his, fellow comrades talk about and want to do, you would put them up there with a serial killer. And that's when my brother was like, T, a lot of motherfuckers, they don't talk about this shit, but a lot of motherfuckers in the military are some crazy motherfuckers. Basically serial killers. They want to kill motherfuckers legally though, instead of illegally. So them motherfuckers wanting to go to war just so they can just have an excuse to do what they, what they be, lusting to do, which is kill people. Believe it or not, you got crazy motherfuckers that's out there that's like that. Salute my brother. That's out there that just overran with the urge to go out and unalive somebody. You got sick motherfuckers out there. This is why I'm always preach to y'all to keep that funky town center on you, to stay armed. Because you never know when you're going to cross paths. But getting back to it, we all got to have our morality at the end of the day. You can't call yourself a Christian and you're supporting a bloody, murderous regime or murderous administration. At some point, you got to put your values, your Christian values, or whatever values your religion instilled in you. You got to put that up over the government, man. Shit, don't never be so blind to turn a blind eye to the fuck shit that your government or your political party that you associate yourself with, identify yourself with, don't blindly support them if they on that fuck shit. I'm neither one of them motherfuckers. If anything, your nigga T is an independent because to me, they both ain't shit. They both full of shit. So if this shit, don't be surprised if that nigga Hegseth, when the outrage gonna come, is if this video be made public. He ain't got no choice but to resign because they gonna put the pressure on Trump to fire him. I fuck with Trump. That's my nigga. But please don't ever think or assume I agree with everything that the crazy nigga do. No, I don't. I don't agree with it. I only liked the nigga, and I've been liking the nigga before he even became president because he's a cocky, not saying I'm cocky, but he's just a wild, crazy ass nigga, just like me. And that's what attracted me to him. Not in a gay way, but I don't agree with everything that he do. I don't agree with all of the shit and what he's doing over there, attacking those drug boats. If anything, raid them bitches, arrest the people, set the drugs up for, put them on display. You just don't. It's just, I mean, Trump is the same president that criticized George W. Bush for the Iraq war debacle, right? He's doing the same fucking shit. This shit is unheard of. It really is. It's supposed to be justice. Then you're supposed to be judged. You know what I'm saying? In the law of the courts. In the court of law. I've never seen people just get blown the fuck up and they don't show no evidence. And what law says we got the right to murder somebody over drugs? I don't get it. So, I'm gonna, stand up for what I think is right, and I'm gonna be against what I think is wrong, and I'm against that. I mean, it may be people that disagree, but like I say, what if that was your cousin or relative, friend, your loved one on one of those boats? Would you think that they still deserve death? Like I said, back in the 80s, you had, what was his name? Oliver North. He got convicted. They was running drugs. And guess where they was putting the majority of them drugs to be sold? Right in the hood. That was I remember the 80s. I remember the crack epidemic. I've seen the first generation of crackheads. Hell, some of them were family members of mine. So I know what fucking crack could do. That's why I can never, ever do some shit like that because I've been in that fucking environment. I dealt with a woman that was on that shit. That Maria bitch, the beautiful Mexican princess that made the best fucking tacos in the fucking world. Yes, her. So I've been around that shit, and it's not. I know what drugs can do. I've never been on them personally. I pop my gummy and, that's about it. But I'm just saying, I don't think nobody's life should be took over a bad decision. You get what I'm saying? It's a bad decision. You dig? And then all of the sneaky, shit that this government has done. How many of y'all niggas know about COINTEL Pro? Any of y'all niggas in here old enough to remember that bullshit that they did? That was the fucking government. How many of y'all know that in the assassination of Brother Malcolm X, the government knew that 2 of the 3 motherfuckers that was caught, 2 were innocent, and they let them people spend 50 years in prison, and he's been exonerated. They finally got him out. He's been exonerated. He don't sue New York, but the government knew all along who the real killers were. The real killer was the nigga that had the shotgun, which died a few years ago. But that nigga lived a full fucking life. And he got away with it because of the government, the FBI. They knew all that shit because he was under surveillance. Everything was wiretapped. They had they infiltrators. They, the antagonizers. They was instigating shit. So yes, this government does a lot of backhanded, dirty shit that they will create situations that will be beneficial to them surviving, to their very existence. So in order to do shit, you got to stir some shit up. You know what I'm saying? Think about this shit. If there was no crime, why the fuck would we even need the police? If people didn't fucking get sick, why would we even need drugs or hospitals and shit? You got to remember, man, this industries are set up to benefit off of our pain and poverty. It's institutions built on that shit to make money, to capitalize off of this shit. This is why it is the way that it is. Look at them funeral homes, man. That's a fucking big. You know how much it costs for just a regular ass funeral? That's about $8,000. And that's bottom tier. So yes, they making motherfucking money. They making money off of your ignorance through these jails, prisons. This shit is a fucking industry built off of benefiting something off of us at our disadvantage. So when you open your eyes and see this shit for what it really is, man, this shit diabolical than a motherfucker. And then if you live to die of natural causes, what, about 72, 80, whatever, you lucky to even make it to your 70s in today's world. But then you die. And I'm telling you right now, it's a secret elite society of motherfuckers. I mean, they got think tanks, y'all. Like, these motherfuckers got think tanks. They some smart motherfuckers to the point to where they gonna keep us divided. They're gonna keep us distracted. They're gonna keep us doing the blame game, pointing finger at one another, blaming each other for, shit not going right. In the meantime, nobody's paying attention to the puppet masters because they created this fucking game. They created this fucking system that we're living in. You feel me? And it's all about greed. It's all about the money. It's all about control. But getting back to the topic, Pete Hedgehog, Hegseth, whatever the fuck your name is, if that's true that you ordered no survivors, and when that video come out, you're gonna have to resign. But I think Trump gonna force you out. He gonna fire you, and you're gonna have charges brought up against you. And Trump is already distanced himself from you. So that lets you know you in some hot shit. You up shit's creek, and it ain't looking good. But that's fucked up that you would even order a double tap, man. That's fucked up. This country got to get right with God. It's like it's certain political parties are down with everything but God. And this is why I say it is hell on earth. That's why I don't hate on nobody. The people that's doing good in life, you fucking millionaires, man, I ain't hating on y'all. I'm trying to get on y'all motherfucking level. You know why? Because y'all having on earth right now. For those that, you know, what the Bible says, you know, we have our, you know, in the heaven, there are found, you know, many mansions. Many mansions. And y'all really do think that it's some mansions in heaven. And they got the pearly gates and streets of, you know, milk and honey. Streets of gold. Man, if y'all believe in that, I still love you. But you ask me, ain't no fucking mansions up there. Where's the heaven at? Where? Above the clouds? Where? In outer space somewhere? Where? And if it's who do you know has come back and told us whether it's one or not? So, and I'm not trying to challenge your faith or go against you. You still my brother and sister, and I love you. But I'm just saying nobody has ever came back to tell us. So if you ain't coming back, which means you don't exist no more. No, does that not say it ain't other weird shit going on and happening in the world and beyond this world? Hell fucking yeah. But this still ain't got shit to do with where we go when we die. And I know for a fact, some of my people that's no longer here, man, them niggas love me. And they would have loved me to the point to where they would have found some way, some goddamn way, figure out some fucking way to let me know, to be aware of their presence. They would have tapped me on my shoulder, played some little silly joke on me, or did something, even if they appeared for 1 second and disappeared. They would have let me know something. But nope, not even a dream. Well, I have dreamed about a few of them. But I just think, man, personally, when you don't exist no more, you don't exist no more. The question is, what does it feel like to not exist? And unfortunately, we had 2 innocent survivors of the first missile strike that had to find out what it's not to exist no more, because they survived the initial blast, and with that kill shot, they didn't survive it. They need to bring Hegseth up on some charges because that shit was dead fucking wrong. It's all kind of crazy shit going on in the world right now. James Walker, you know, brother, my bad. I was supposed to have been had you on the podcast, brother. Let me know of your availability so I can get you on there at prime time. You hear me? And we got a lot of shit to talk about, my brother. You hear me? We got a lot of shit to talk about, Brother James. But you do know I love you and appreciate you. You've been to my humble little home, my brother. And we had dinner on me. You know, but I gotta get you on the podcast again. And anybody else that want to join in, I'll throw the link up and join me. But getting back to it, I think he needs to be fired. I think he needs to be charged with being, you know, I think the war charges, war crime charges he should be brought up on. And I also think the person that pulled the trigger, the operator that fired the missiles, that nigga, he got to go too. He needs to be locked up too because he obeyed an illegal order. This is why I'm telling you, there's a lot of fucking killers, cutthroat killers in the military. They're trained killers. And I'm not talking shit about them. I actually got love. They're heroes to me for the good ones. Not for the crazy motherfuckers that sign up to kill the motherfucker. Not them. Those are the bad ones. I'm talking about the innocent ones that go there because they really do love the country. But the country, this government, the country loves them back. This government, y'all are expendables. Because they don't give a fuck. They'll send you somewhere, kill some people you don't even know. And then you can potentially get killed by somebody you don't know because you're fighting a dumbass war over what? Some stupid shit. And you get your life took over that shit, and next thing you know, the government is calling the troops back home, and it's like it never even fucking happened because the enemy don't took back over. Make that shit make fucking sense. But that's exactly what happened in Afghanistan. Leave Afghanistan alone. Them niggas got a history. Nobody has ever conquered Afghanistan. From Russia to whatever. They never conquered that. No foreign army or country has ever successfully conquered Afghanistan. Russia got his ass kicked. Basically, we got our ass kicked. We had to use Biden and give a fuck. That nigga was like, get your asses up out of there right now. We don't give a fuck. Y'all saw that shit? Niggas falling from airplanes, man. We was in such a rush to get the fuck up out of there. We had niggas falling out of fucking airplanes, falling to their death. Make that shit make sense. And how some of them Afghans paid us back by unaliving 2 of our heroes, man, in Washington, D.C. The 2, National Guards member, man. Well, I think one of them's still alive, but the female, she lost her life. That shit is fucked up. Freak Nation, listen. Trump, if enough, Brandon, if enough political pressure is put on Trump to fire him, he's going to force him to resign. Mark my words. When that video get released to the public of those 2 survivors being blown up for that double tap, and they end up, proving that Hegseth gave the kill orders, that he said that he wanted no survivors, he's going to be fired. The Democrats is going to investigate. It's going to be bipartisan, and the evidence is the video. The video exists. You saw the video, the clip that I played. So he's going to either try to resign, or he's going to be fired, and he will be brought up on war crimes. Trust me. Mark my words. When this video be released, and it's going to be outraged because the American people will witness the United States military murdering 2 unarmed shipwreck survivors. This shit is you cannot justify that. You cannot morally or righteously justify those type of killings. I'm just saying. You got to still have your morality. Like I said earlier, they need to bring up George W. Bush up on war crimes. You know how many American soldiers lost their life over Iraq for what? You know how many thousands of Iraqis were killed? Hundreds of thousands. Over what? Fucking Iraq was better off under Saddam Hussein. I'm just being real about this shit. Because at least with him still being in power, it wouldn't be no fucking ISIS. But this is what happens when we, you know, experiment by invading other foreign countries, and the shit backfire. Same thing. They killed Gaddafi. They didn't want the nigga to unite all of Africa, the continent of Africa. They was about to get rid of the fucking the dollar, the US dollar or whatever. They was about to have their own fucking you know, money system or whatever. Gaddafi was behind that shit. The laws that nigga did, whenever he actually gave his people money off of the fucking oil that he sold. The United States don't do that shit. They don't do none of that shit. All of the shit that the nigga did. I'm not saying the nigga wasn't a little creepy or weird or whatever, but like I said, he did a lot of shit that I wish this government did. And you see what they did to him. Knocked him off. You know what I'm saying? This government is not to fucking be trusted. Now I'm trying to, hold on, y'all. Trying to read the chats. My bad. Oh man, Lee 77, you absolutely right. Congress has, you know, they have voted. I'm telling you, we living in a system that benefits off of, you know, stupidity, ignorance, poverty, you know, sickness, you know, racism. We live in a system that we have this elite group of people, top tier motherfuckers, that's benefiting off of it. And it's all smoke and mirrors, man. Song and dance, smoke and mirrors, but people are blind to it and don't really catch on to it, or, you know, but people, you got to be gifted to see through they bullshit, all of the tricks, the magical, the illusions, and everything that they do. And I'm telling you, it's all a distraction. But this system is built around people's pain and suffering and poverty. You got to realize that if it wasn't for that, they wouldn't have what they have. It wouldn't be no fucking jobs. I'm telling you right now, it's a cure somewhere for cancer, all that shit, man. But do they really want that? No, because if that shit came where you could just take a pill or something and your cancer gone, you ain't gonna need their asses no more. You know how much money they charge for that shit and insurance and shit? So they would never fucking give that up. They would never ever like want that to be out there on the market, man, because it's gonna put they asses out of business. And that's the truth. This is the system. It don't matter what you vote for, whether it's Democrat or Republican, it ain't gonna change not one damn thing. Because it's still the system. And as long as you're willing to live within this system, and you know, because if you try to break up out the system, you enemy number one. They gonna come for you. So we all living in a motherfucking matrix, if you ask me. A lot of people was just programmed to be a certain way, to think a certain way, to believe in this. It's all programming at the end of the fucking day. Programming. And at the end of the day, all this shit don't even matter. Because we all ain't gonna, you know, our future is, we're not gonna exist. That's my future, your future. And we don't know what the fuck it feels like not to exist no more. But that's where we headed. And every day that we live, getting us closer to that fucking day. So accept it, embrace it, because you can't hide from it. It's gonna happen to each and every one of our motherfucking asses. So what's keeping us? So if we really free, and this is not the way God wanted it to be, then how was it supposed to be? It wasn't supposed to be like this. Greed, selfishness, power, control, all that shit got in the way. And that's when all this shit was created by design. I say this shit is wicked. Like I say, when you got it, and you a millionaire, and you got the money like that, a billionaire, whatever, man, shit. Nigga like Diddy. And I saw that fucking documentary, man. That motherfucker, damn. But you gotta, you know, the documentary was good, but you got to take everything that was said with a motherfucking grain of salt, because guess who directed that fucking documentary? 50 motherfucking Cent, which is the biggest. 50 Cent was one of Diddy's biggest trolls because he didn't like the nigga Diddy because Diddy took his baby mama. I noticed in the documentary, they talk about when Diddy took, I forget the nigga name, but he took, you know, Cassie from Ryan Leslie. He took a nigga, Kim Porter. He took Kim Porter from LB Shore, and he took somebody else's woman, the nigga from EPMD. He took his woman, but I noticed 50 didn't put in the documentary when Diddy took his baby mama. And he been mad at Diddy ever since that shit happened, man. So you got to take everything in that documentary with a grain of salt, because P. Diddy's biggest troll directed the fucking video. But the documentary is good. I would say, you know, it's like 4 episodes of it. I would say, you know, watch it because it is good. But yeah, Gun Freak Nation, it's all about programming. And, you know, we are being programmed through, you know, social media, you know, school, you know, colleges, you know, TV, you name it. We're being every day something, we're being programmed with data, information that we're seeing. And next thing you know, you don't even know that you're being programmed. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, damn, I got a taste for, you know, a big juicy ass, you know, cheeseburger with the bacon and mayo and all that. And then what's gonna come to your mind? You gonna want the Burger King. And ain't that a bitch? Ain't no more Burger Kings in Detroit. Ain't that a motherfucker? But they all in the suburbs. You see how they do the hood? All of the Burger Kings, I'm not making this shit up. All of the Burger Kings that was in Detroit have closed down. But they out there in Westland, they out there in Canton, they out there in Dearborn. But come on, Burger King, show the hood some love. We like your hamburger. Say a lot. Fuck a fucking Whopper, man. The Whopper ain't even got no fucking mayonnaise on it, dog. The Whopper ain't even got the Whopper. What I love about the Whopper, I mean the Big Mac ain't got no fucking mayonnaise on it. What I like about the Whopper, that motherfucker is grilled, flamboyant, or whatever, however the fuck you pronounce it, flamboyant. Then on that fucking grill, and then you're gonna have real fucking mayonnaise on it, real fucking lettuce, that crispy ass lettuce, that fresh fucking tomato, and that motherfucker is just juicy. I'm gonna pick fucking Whopper over a Big Mac any fucking day. Any fucking day. I don't even know how I got on that shit. On that, like I say, pay me no motherfucking mind from this drink, this gummy and shit. I'm just saying, the quality of America is gonna stand on our morals. So we can't just be backing this nigga because Trump picked him to be the secretary of, the nigga. I don't like the nigga because the nigga try to come off to me like he cocky and shit. The nigga gonna be like, nah, I'm not the Secretary of Defense. I'm the motherfucking Secretary of War. I said, all right, you cocky motherfucker. This nigga gonna be like, call me the Secretary of War. And with that fucking attitude, I bet it was that nigga that said, I want all them niggas dead on that boat. Don't leave no motherfucking survivors. That sound like something that cocky motherfucker would say. If you ask me, I think that nigga's days is numbered, man. Not from being the Secretary of War or Defense. I'm talking about his freedom. I think he about to face some charges, man. You can't be killing people like that. Come on now. Yeah, it's all programming, and we're all part of the program. Some of it, see it for what it is. Some of us sell out to it and be willingly, participants. Like I say, here in this country, if you got money, that's your heaven. If you don't have money, that's your struggle. That's your hell. You know what I'm saying? Does money make you perfect? Hell no. You're still going to have your problems. If you a dirty motherfucker, you just going to be a dirty, rich-ass motherfucker. If you a freaky motherfucker, you just going to be a rich-ass, freaky motherfucker. So it don't change your traits. But you ain't going to have no po nigga problems. Po nigga, man, shit, I don't even know how I'm going to pay my motherfucking rent. I don't even know if I can afford me some dinner next week. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have those kind of fucking problems. That's literally hell. But what I'm trying to tell you, it didn't have to be that way. Greed, selfishness, power, and ultimately, control created all that. But it didn't have to be that way. But Gun Freak Nation, I'll be back on sometime later today. It is, damn, it's only 12:40. I need to, jump off and then jump back on later or something. But, I want to thank y'all for partaking in the live. Hey, I'm gonna put a number up on my Text Me Now app. And y'all can call me in real time and just tell me what y'all, and then I might even throw the link up so you can hop in. But I don't just let any and everybody on my live because I don't want no weirdo shit. I don't want no nigga. I put up a nigga and the nigga, flashing his dick or something. Nah, that'll get the channel took. So I have to be very careful. I I have to vet whoever I let come into the live. You know, first of all, turn your fucking camera on so I can see who you are. Because I don't want no little kids on here doing nothing bad. I got to see who you are. I'm going to size you up. If you look like a crazy motherfucker, I might still let you come on stage with me. I may not, but it's going to be rules and regulations, you know. And, you know, from time to time, a troll might come in. I'm going to put you in your motherfucking place. But I'm going to do a call-in. I'm going to start doing a call-in. I'm going to throw a number up on there. And then if a motherfucker, if you want to cuss me out, cuss me the fuck out. It'll be even more entertaining. Because I'm going to, guess what? I'm going to cuss your ass right back out. But you're still welcome to call and give me your thoughts. So that's going to be happening soon. I'm going to have Jax from Mortal Kombat, the real Jax. We're going to do a podcast where he's going to be coming on the Real and Raw podcast, and the brother's going to be telling us about his life. You know, he actually want me to play a video first before I introduce him. So I mean, this guy went from, you know, they reached out to him, hey man, we want to model Jax from Mortal Kombat after you. He's trained Delta Force members. He's trained other special ops. He was the first motherfucker in Desert Storm to capture the first prisoner of war. You know, he runs his own elite protection services, you know, his own basically bodyguard shit, you know. He got his own fucking martial art. You know, he got his own martial art move. So, man, you know, he's going to bring a lot of knowledge to the table, Godfrey Nation. I want y'all to think that I'm just bringing a motherfucker on just to brag about himself. I know it may seem that way, but I don't look at it like that. He's going to give us some knowledgeable, he's going to drop some bombs, some gems on us, Godfrey Nation. So look for that live to be coming up real soon, maybe even Friday or Saturday. I got to get back with him and let you know, find out when he will be free. But God Freak Nation, I just want to make the channel better and come up with better, you know, topics and content and just make it more entertaining and get y'all just a little bit more involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Give me your feedback. You know, hit that like button. You know, hit the subscribe button. You know, the channel is being shadow banned. I'm supposed to have at least twice of subscribers that you know what I'm saying, that I have now. But when you got somebody working against you, a machine, algorithms working against you, it's hard to sometimes overcome that. But this is why it's very important for me to have y'all love and support. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, share the video, hit the like button. It don't cost you a thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you rock with the nation and you want to keep it going and let's break free from these YouTube chains. But listen, gotta stay fucking righteous. Even though we in this system and everybody has been programmed and shit, you know, if you know, you know. Don't fall for the okie doke. At the end of the day, we all brothers and sisters through Christ. Race don't matter. Religion don't matter. It ain't got shit to do with righteousness. It don't have shit to do with God. Remember that. Anyway, God Freak Nation, I'm up out of here. And I might go live from YouTube instead of Restream. Appreciate you. I mean, if I go live, y'all tired of my music, man. Nah, anyway, I love y'all motherfuckers. You hear me? I love each and every one of you motherfuckers. This motherfucker right here, love you. And appreciate you. Thank you.